Morning. We're here in New York. We're on one of the streets of New York. We've got a beautiful streetscape behind us, typical New York environment. But more importantly, I'm here with our New York partners, basically. John is actually an English guy. You know John, because we had a good 10-minute overview. You've given us a full introduction into the market and what's happening here and everything else. But more interesting enough, Monica, you've been in the game a long time, 12 years you said?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I primarily deal with investors. I've been a real estate agent for approximately 12 years, and now I'm a partner with Glen Realty. There's a lot of investment properties here in the New York area.
Well, that's all good, but you know the very important thing is that, and I've just been talking to you, explain everything. You do a full management and maintenance solution. So if I'm sitting in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I buy a property, I can rely on you to make sure that my management is looked after, my maintenance, is that right?
Yes, we will put the tenants in for you. We will do the proper screening, take care of all the checks. All you have to do is sit back and relax, and at the end of the day, we'll send you your return back. We handle it from start to finish, from the sale of the property to the rehab of the property, to putting the tenants in and taking care of all the maintenance issues if there are any, start to finish.
Fantastic. And Glen, from your side, I mean, you explained to me you literally from school, your dad had a construction company, you got involved in construction, you've done big units, small units, you've got maintenance teams. Tell us just a little bit about yourself and your sort of experience with regards to the type of refurbs and stuff that you're doing.
Okay, yes, I started in construction right out of college, and we did do a lot of large projects in New York City, excavations, foundations, renovations of large buildings, and from there we branched out into the residential sections, and we used to do houses for ourselves. We used to buy them, renovate them, and then turn and sell them, and this was back 20 years ago we were doing it. So we continue to do it now, and now we seek markets that are conducive to this type of investing. We also handle other properties for other investors, and we'll take it, we'll analyze the properties, we'll give them the results. If it has a good return, we will go ahead and purchase it, for them, with them, take care of the renovations, complete turnkey operation. We know what the people want, we know what rental units need to have in them, so we can do that without any problems. We get them done quick, we have our own crews, and as far as the property management, again, if there's any problems, we already have our people out on the streets, so we can be very responsive, where we'll take care of any problems, you'll never even know about it.
But I mean, it's very important just to get that across, because anyone that's been in property for a while will actually know that the real opportunities are you come and find one of these houses that's in a bit of state of disrepair. In fact, you said the smellier the better, I think was your exact words. And then you literally can renovate it, create value, and then hold it, and put, I mean, I think you said to me, our properties are always of great quality and therefore we rent them much quicker.
Absolutely, that's a great point. To get these properties at a good price, you can, get them in a little distressed situations, but that's okay, because we can go in and turn them around and make them look like new, and, pretty inexpensively as well. So when you go to rent your units, like if you see, areas that say for rent, but our units compared to their units are night and day, so they wouldn't want to rent there. They're going to take their same monthly rent and come into our units. Everything is done for them.
And I mean, just as a matter of interest, this all sounds good and well if I'm sitting in Manhattan and I can pop over the river and come and check it out. But I mean, with all due respect, you're helping people from all over the world. You've got an American company, an Australian company you're dealing with that are investing literally hundreds of millions of dollars doing that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. They're here in the U.S. To date now, I think they bought well over 130 properties. And same thing, they were getting the distressed properties. We were going in, renovating for them, turning it right over to them so they can put their renters right into it. And we also do it for other investors. They don't have to be from overseas. They're just in their career or their business, and they don't have the time to look after these properties, but they want to invest in it.
Yeah.
So they contact me and my company, and we take care of it from soup to nuts, complete turnkey, and it's worked out very well, and we're getting super busy with investors like that.
Fantastic. Just from mine, I don't mind who wants to answer, John or Glen or Monica. We spoke a bit about it in the car. It's quite overwhelming when you come from overseas. It's a big country. But New York is it's the jewel, it's the asset, it's the diamond, it's everything, whatever you want to call it. But again, it's still overwhelming. It's a massive place. Where is the market? We hear about lots of people buying and flipping, etc., etc. You said to me at the moment the market strategy is buy and hold, and the opportunity is because people can't get finance. You know, the banks are not lending basically. So would you mind just expanding on that just a little bit? You know, people from overseas, why is now the time? Why should they be looking at this now?
Well, I guess I'll start. Basically, the prices right now are at the lowest they've been in years. Okay? So now getting the properties that at these values and still getting the returns create a large yield for the investors. Right now, being in this New York City area, people want to be here, they want to rent, they want to be close to New York City, a lot of people work there. We have a lot of transit that goes right in, and Monica will explain a little bit about that as well. So the convenience here makes it very attractive. So investors are coming in and buying these properties at such a low price compared to where they were. They're still getting the rentals. It makes it a great opportunity and give them a nice yield on their
But just to qualify, the buy and hold strategy is the best. You know, yes, you might find this house over here, you might renovate it, but you ultimately want to try and hold it. You know, you don't want to be just flipping them over all the time.
Flipping them over, that was, you know, we did that for a lot of years, but right now, the strategy, buy and hold. If you can do that, you're not only going to get your yields, you're also going to get the appreciation.
Okay. Monica, from your side, you know, it's all good and well. I don't care if the American market's lost 90%. If I don't have a tenant, my business model falls over. You're comfortable that there's rental demand? You know, if I buy this house over here, this behind us is what, it's a two-family unit or something like that. How quickly am I going to rent it out? You know, is there demand basically?
Well, it's the old real estate adage, location, location, location. People are renting in this area, the New York area, because of the job market, their transportation. You're in Manhattan within 10 to 12 minutes. You don't even need a car in these areas. It usually takes about 30 to 45 days regarding getting a tenant in, and that's just because sometimes they're the properties that we have to go in, put fresh paint on because a tenant moved out, and just maybe to freshen up the apartment. Or we could have it as soon as the tenant gives us a 30-day notice that they will not be allowed to could have it in at the end of 30 days, as long as there's no work that needs to be needed. And it's also, you're in a very family-oriented, you know, neighborhood. Families are looking for affordable housing to live, and they just don't want to buy right now. They're unsure, you know, with the future. They might want to just try out a location for a few years before they
well, and they can't get access to finance, which is what you've said multiple times. Right. I do want to reiterate that because that's something I learned this morning. You know, when is the market going to turn? When is the bottom of the market? And you said something very important, Glen. You said when the banks start lending again, the market will turn. Until that point, it's going to go along, you know, probably bump along the bottom. But again, as long as you've got the rental market and the yield, then we're fine, basically. Look, guys, from my side, I just want to say thank you very much. In property, there's two parts to property. They've heard it a million times. They're going to hear it another million times. It's information and partners. If you've got to have the right information, you've got to have the right partners. You know, so John is an English gentleman, but he's come over here, he's sourced out the market, he's looked around. And you guys have been in the market a long time, you've got the experience, you've got the wounds on the streets to prove it. And really what I think is critical for the guys back home is that when they understand the three of you are here to support their interest on this side. So I really want to thank you for your time.
We take the whole project from beginning to end, so you don't have to go to different companies. We have our own real estate company, our own project management company, our own construction company, so we do really handle it all.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.